What is going on, Bitcoiners? Wanted to take a second and show you guys a new app I've been working on called SaylorScope. I was inspired to create this app after watching Michael Saylor's keynote presentation at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville this year. And there was a slide, this slide in particular, that shows the first law of money, which is the lifespan of an asset is equal to the value of the asset over the maintenance cost of an asset. So this slide kind of got me thinking about how could I visually represent this, and it basically led to the creation of this whole app, which you can see at SaylorScope.com. You know, the main goal is to just help people better visualize the cost of maintaining their assets. I think right now as well, learning to code is a worthwhile endeavor, and it's never been easier with all the LLMs out there. And I just wanted to do my small part to show that Bitcoin is the best store of value if you want to hold your value over long periods of time. So the app looks like this. You can go to SaylorScope.com. If you get value out of this app, consider tipping me some sats. You can pay on-chain or with Lightning. Shout out Stripe for making it super easy to accept Lightning payments. You can literally put in any value you want, and Stripe will go ahead and generate that Lightning invoice for you. You can obviously do on-chain as well, but I know if fees are high and you just want to send me $1 or something, it probably doesn't make sense to do that on-chain. So without further ado, let me show you guys how to actually use SaylorScope. The first thing you're going to want to do is put in the asset. So before we do Bitcoin, my favorite asset, let's say real estate. I don't own a home, but if I did, I would assume it would be worth around 300, 400,000, because that's around the average home price in the United States of America, I believe. The monthly maintenance cost, let's see, I'm actually curious what that is. Monthly maintenance cost of a 400K home in the US. Now, obviously, everyone's going to have a different monthly maintenance cost, but it seems the average is between $250 to $1,000 a month. So we'll say $500. That seems fair between property taxes, insurance, if something goes wrong in your house. I'm sure it differs. Let's say annual appreciation rate. I'm going to guess 3%, but you know, it's good to use Google. Annual appreciation rate of a home. Let's see, is 3% right? 5.5 to 6.4%. All right, that seems high, but you know, we'll say the annual appreciation rate is 5.5%. Obviously, that's going to differ. If you have beachfront property in Miami, I imagine that's probably going to have a higher annual appreciation rate than a house in the middle of nowhere. And then this is a physical asset, so we can leave that selected as a physical asset. And now we can see the initial value of our home was $400,000, and in 5 years, the projected value is going to be $486,000 and some change. So the ROI is about 2.5% a year. Your annual return looks to be about $16,000. It's going to take you 17.67 years to double your money. And we have the 5-year projected value, which you can also see by hovering over this. And the annual maintenance cost of keeping this home is $6,000. And the lifespan looks to be the mark of the beast, 66.67 years. So let's add another asset. I don't think real estate is as good as Bitcoin at storing your wealth over long periods of time. Let's see what the spot price of Bitcoin is right now. I believe it's around $54,000. That looks to be correct, $54,800. So the value of Bitcoin right now, $54,800. The monthly maintenance cost is $0. Now there are some people who might have a multi-sig setup and it costs $20 or whatever to have that multi-sig setup with a custodian who holds a key. Some people might have it in an IRA, which also typically comes with a monthly fee. But in my case, most of my Bitcoin is held in cold storage. I hold it myself, so there's no monthly maintenance cost. It is $0 to secure my Bitcoin. The annual appreciation rate, I think different people have come up with different numbers. And just to be super safe, I'm going to say 21%. I think it's going to be much higher than that. I think Bitcoin at least will appreciate at around 50% a year. But just to be safe and just to show you what a great store value Bitcoin is, should it only appreciate 21% every year, we can see this play out. It is a digital asset, so I'll hit calculate and compare. We can see Bitcoin's initial value was trading at $54,800. Its lifespan is indefinite. The annual maintenance cost, if you have Bitcoin in self-custody like I do, is $0. I mean, it's literally just keeping it secure in your home. Your annual return will be about 11 grand if you can buy a full Bitcoin. The ROI I predicted is 21%. The time it will take to double your money, 3.64 years, and the 5-year projected value looks to be $142,137. So let's do one more before I show you guys how you can contribute to this product if you are a developer or something like that. And we'll say a vehicle. I have a Jeep Cherokee. I don't know exactly what it costs, but I'm just going to guess $20,000. The monthly maintenance cost between insurance and gas and all this stuff, probably about $250. The annual appreciation rate is definitely about like -5, might even be more than that, but I think that's a fair thing. You know, cars depreciate, they don't appreciate unless you have like an old Rolls Royce or an Aston Martin or, you know, very high-end model cars, but otherwise cars are physical assets that depreciate, and I don't think my Jeep Cherokee is going to appreciate in value as I drive it more and put more miles on it. So let's calculate and compare. The lifespan of my Jeep Cherokee seems to be similar to the house, 6.67 years. Obviously 10 times less, but it seems to be have an initial value of $20,000. Its annual maintenance cost is $3,000, and the annual loss is minus $1,000. So my ROI is 20%, and you can see the 5-year projected value of my car is around $15,000. So honestly, it probably depreciates more than that because between the miles and all the things you put on it, I don't think in 5 years my car will be worth $15,000. I think it might be worth 10 to 5. So it's important to adjust these numbers as you see fit, but I hope this is a valuable tool for helping people see, you know, what it costs to maintain an asset over time and why Bitcoin is one of the best stores of value to maintain your wealth. Again, if you did get value out of this app, if you use it and you like it, value for value is a super great thing in the Bitcoin community, and any Bitcoiners who would consider paying me with Lightning or copying my Bitcoin address and sending me some sats, it is greatly appreciated, and it keeps me motivated to build more projects like this. As well, there's many ways to do value for value. You don't have to tip me sats. If you are a coder or, you know, a UX UI designer, or you just have ideas how I can improve this app, I appreciate any and all feedback. You can find links to the GitHub, to my LinkedIn, to my Twitter, all down here. So just click here, send me a DM on Twitter if you so see fit. Let me go to SaylorScope here so you can actually see when it's not a private tab. Yeah, send me a DM on Twitter. If you want to check the GitHub code for yourself, you can come here. This is all open source under the MIT license. You got instructions here how to pull this down into your own machine and play with the code yourself. A little bit of background, you know, why I wanted to create this. And then finally, there's also my LinkedIn if you prefer to DM over LinkedIn or you don't have Twitter or something like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this tool helps people see that Bitcoin is hands down the best way to store your value over long periods of time. And I hope you learn a thing or two. I had a lot of fun coding this up. I know right now with tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Venice AI by Eric Voorhees, and there's so many other LLMs out there, large language models. It has never been a better time to learn how to code. I spun this up in about 2.5 hours, simply just going back and forth with the LLM, talking about ways to improve this app. And there's a lot more features I want to add to it. So yeah, if you got value out of this, please consider sending me some sats or contributing to the code, because I think the more we can spread the message that Bitcoin is the best store of value, the better off our fellow Bitcoiners and normies, if you will, people who haven't adopted Bitcoin yet, I should say, not even normies, no coiners, pre-coiners, will be if we can spread the signal that there is no better way to store your money over time. And as Michael Saylor so astutely noted in his presentation, the first law of money is that the lifespan of an asset is equal to the value of an asset divided by the maintenance cost. So don't get left behind. Learn about Bitcoin. Thanks, guys.